close up on Patrick then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, as I was saying, welcome to Dallas. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
And you were telling me that you come down here every so often for horse shows, is it?
Yeah, Lisa and I, my wife and I, raise straight Egyptian purebred Arabians in Houston, and we come here for horse shows. Matter of fact, last year I came here and rode my Western Pleasure horse in the Southwest Regionals and went top 5 on him, qualified him for the Nationals, and I was shooting Dirty Dancing at the time, so I couldn't ride him, so Lisa took him to the U.S. Nationals and went top 10 in the nation on it.
Wow.
We're doing real well with our horses. Our little filly, our little princess, she went top 10 at the Egyptian event last year and at the Egyptian event again this year, and that's an international show, so it's considered world. So we're doing pretty well, but you have to be guided correctly or you can lose your shirt.
How many horses do you have?
We have 2 Arabians with Tom McNair International in Pinehurst, Texas, and in partnership with others there, and then 4 fun horses at our ranch in California. I rodeo and calf rope when I'm not shooting. So horses are my biggest love aside from my wife.
Your wife's name is Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
Is she an actress? Or?
Yeah, it's Lisa Nemi.
Uh-huh.
We actually just starred in our first film together in Africa, which is another Vestron picture. It's called Nomad the Warrior. I just finished 3 films back to back, Dirty Dancing, Nomad, and Tiger Warsaw, where Piper Laurie and I starred together, which was really exciting too, to get to work with Piper. She's an amazing actress and really, really neat lady.
Too bad, Patrick, you just can't find any work.
I know, knock on wood.
Have you ever played a Western or something where you've had to ride horses?
Well, North and South, I rode horses all through that for a year and a half. We shot it for a year and a half, and then in Red Dawn, I rode horses, my own horse actually, in Red Dawn. And a little bit of an idealistic dream. I'd like to be responsible for bringing back Westerns at some point, or partially responsible, or some portion thereof.
You'll go up for a Western and they'll say, no, you don't look the part. You can't. You don't look like you sit a saddle good or something, you know. That's Hollywood.
It's you know, on the same hand, I'd like to be responsible for bringing back musicals. So I've got Lisa and I have our production company really happening now, and we're developing 3 scripts at the moment. One with Gene Kelly, which is really exciting. I mean, to even get to meet the man, much less work with him on a professional level. I'd met him first when he was with Francis Coppola, when they were planning on bringing back musicals. And I went in and auditioned for him. I did Tulsa from Gypsy for him, and one number. And then Zoetrope folded. And really, the way we got to know him is he came to see a play that Lisa and I and Nicholas Gunn wrote called Without a Word, about our lives as dancers in New York. And I really, really impressed him, and he felt that we were the couple he'd been looking for years, and we started developing this project together.
Will Gene Kelly then be producer, or will he actually be in the film?
Not sure. And actually, everything's had to be put on the back burner for a bit because he got sick, and then went off to Paris to see his daughter. And then Lisa and I have since gone on and started developing another dance script with William Blaylock, who was the producer on Grandview that I did with Jamie Lee Curtis and Tommy Howe.
Yes. A lot of people probably don't know about your dance background because the films that they've seen you in and the television things, you really haven't danced, or at least you haven't had a dancing role in films, have you?
No, I wanted to keep it quiet for a while, just from, well, you know, like growing up in Texas, in Houston, dancing is not something that's, you know, too widely accepted. And so, well, I guess really it comes down to that I didn't want to have to fight the stigma, dancer turned actor. Now it's, oh, actor with other talents. And so now people are finding out the kind of dancer I am after having established myself as an actor, and it's a point of interest.
Was most of your dancing, though, ballet and classical?
Yeah, well, ballet and jazz and modern tap. My mother didn't believe that you could truly call yourself an artist unless you're well-rounded in every level of the arts. I made my living as a singer for a lot of years. Really did me a lot of good, especially dancing with ballet companies, because when you have a choreographer like Twyla Tharp or someone come in to set a ballet, many ballet dancers are very stiff when they're asked to work in some free form movement, or in the jazz class they look like ducks out of water a lot of times. So it really helped me move up in the dance world fairly quickly, because I could do, every level.
In this film, I must tell you, Patrick, you're wonderful in this film.
Oh, thank you.
Really.
Thank you very much.
I enjoyed your performance so much, both the acting and, of course, it was fun. I knew about your dancing background, but it was so much fun to be able to see you up there on the screen dancing. But I wonder about one thing. Do you have any sort of problem with the title, Dirty Dancing?
I hate the title Dirty Dancing. Absolutely hate it.
I'm going to ask you to start that one more time, because you can't.
Oh, it can't overlap.
And it could be an editing problem. It's too good.
Okay,
to mess
okay.
up. Okay, let me just give it to you again. Well, we would have had to start anyway.
This question's due.
Move on to the next one. Is there a way to unplug it?
They should just hold them. A little fuzzing.
Yeah, I hate the title Dirty Dancing. A studio does test marketing things, and it tested well. But I'd like to know where they tested it. They definitely didn't test it in Middle America or the Bible Belt. But Dirty Dancing is specific too, from the writer's point of view. That's what they called this type of dancing when it started moving out of partner dancing into more of a freedom of expression in your movement, it's really, Dirty Dancing is not what it sounds like. Mom and Dad out there, it's not a terrible movie. It's rated PG-13. It's a great film for kids and the family. It does definitely have some heat to it and some passion, but it's more of an innocent passion of two kids trying to find out who they are in life and where they're going to go, and not allowing themselves somehow to be restricted by society or social standards, and find out who they are and make their dreams come true. And the Dirty Dancing they're talking about is the Hully Gully and the Frug and the Skate and all all this kind of. I mean, it's not like it's not bad.
Was that always the title, though?
It was called Dancing for a while, but how could you call it dancing? That's Bob Fosse's musical. We all really fought to not have it called Dirty Dancing, because I talked to, like the people I were involved with our horses, Tom McNair and his family. They're very God-fearing people, and hated the idea of that title, and it would seem to me that most of Middle America would react that way, and it's not the kind of film that the title indicates that it might be.
Did you all have any alternate titles that you wish they'd used?
That's, if we could have come up with better titles, it would have been different. I mean, the only thing we could come up with jokingly was I was a teenage mambo queen. but that's what the studio went with.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to be stuck with and publicize.
Going back, Patrick, to Red Dawn, the movie just really didn't do what anybody wanted it to do. But did you ever have the feeling, or did you ever even think about whether Red Dawn helped your career or hurt it?
Oh, it definitely helped my career. It's made a lot of money. It's got cult followings all over the world, like The Outsiders and Uncommon Valor. But what do you mean it didn't do what everybody...
Well, for instance, many critics, I remember, had it on their worst 10 list, and it was generally perceived as I guess, as not a good film by some critical standards. And I saw the film, and I thought if you could take it for what it was, you know, it didn't say this will happen or this did happen. It's a what if this would happen. I mean, that's the way I saw it.
Well, the point of view that I come from in my work is I try to choose roles that have power and passion and make some kind of a statement. You know, a character starts in one place in the beginning and grows to a certain point in the end. And this was more Red Dawn for me. I decided to do it not from a political point of because really the film was criticized from the point of view that of the political implications. Yet, and it's interesting because grown-ups don't get it. Kids do. In terms of, you know, judging when I read my fan mail. Kids really got the film, because what I wanted to do with Jed and all of us as actors wanted to try to pull off in performance is to show the bastardization on the human soul and what war does to a human being and how it ruins them. I mean, the reason my brother and I go back into town at the end, it's relatively to commit suicide, because we couldn't live with people again. We're ruined as human beings, so for me, Red Dawn was not about Russia and the United States. It was about how sad it is, how sad war is from the point of view of the effect it has on the human being. And so, you know, and I would have these interviews with journalists all over the United States that wanted these intellectuals in New York that wanted to suck me into a political debate. You know, I'm an actor. I'm not a politician. That was not my, you know, and so I feel real proud of it, of the work, of my work, and other actors' work. I was angry in the way they cut it, because they sold out for more action. They left out the wonderful things that we shot, like how we survived, how we stayed alive, how we became this group of guerrilla kids, and you know, because me being the leader, the only way I knew how to plan strategies or you know, come up with a way to train and put these kids together was from football and sports. And all those things that, you know, some of the most interesting stuff of the film was cut out so they could do more shoot 'em up. And that made me angry about the film. So anything a critic could say from that point of view, I agree with.
Okay. One last question. Have you talked with Jennifer since she had her accident?
No, I think she's still in Ireland. I hope she is able to make it back for the premiere. I'm just real glad they're all right. It was a terrible thing that happened.
But her injuries, I don't think, were too severe, were they?
No, if anything, I think it was just some scrapes. I think Matthew broke his leg, but I think the people in the other car were killed.
Yeah,
It was terrible.
tragic thing. She's very good in film.
She is, isn't she? I'm real proud of her, because, you know, she was scared because she's not necessarily a dancer. Her father was, but she's got phenomenal natural talent. But I just think she pulled off a really, really neat performance, because she grew. You saw her move from a little girl to a young adult. And I feel real good about Dirty Dancing. But I think the thing I feel that in the word in L.A. and New York is Dirty Dancing is going to be very, very successful. But I try not to listen to that stuff. You know, I try to move on in my life, because I've dealt with the disappointment on some other movies in my past, where you know, you allow yourself to get excited, you allow yourself to get vulnerable, and open yourself up to, well, it's going to be a great film, and then you're disappointed, and your life becomes about waiting till something comes out that's, you know, going to do something for you, and waiting is victim in my book, and I like to just do something, put 100% of myself into it, and move on. You know, Dirty Dancing is 3 movies ago for me. Okay.
You said something I wanted to. Did you help Jennifer with her dancing, or was it she just had a choreographer work with her?
Oh no, we worked together for 6 weeks before we started shooting on location. I left the responsibility to Kenny Ortega, yet of course I had to help her with her dancing, because she's dancing with me. And they're very, very, in partner dancing and doing a foxtrot, as anyone will know, a foxtrot or a mambo or a samba or a rumba is the ability to lead and be led. And that only comes from a certain frame which makes the two people as one. It's interesting because the dancing, I mean, I do this, quote, dirty dancing in the film, which is sort of all over the place. Yet what I'm really attracted to is the partner dancing, the mambo, and because I did some ballroom exhibition with Andre Previn at Jones Hall in Houston a lot of years ago, and fell in love with it. It was interesting though in doing this dirty dancing because I had to hold back, because in order to be true to the character, this guy Johnny Castle from the streets of Philadelphia, he's talking like this here. I cleaned him up, so, because I figured he wouldn't be quite so street. He would have cleaned up his act in order to look better and be great with the ladies, But it was slightly frustrating. That's why I don't consider Dirty Dancing as my dance movie. That's I figure the one that Lisa and I are writing together will be my dance movie when I can really blow it all out and pull out the stops and go for it. The one moment that I really get to blow it out is towards the end when I come off that stage and I land. I do that double pirouette and then the double tour in the air down the knee and then start that last number. I was able to sneak in one moment of technical prowess there. But I had a great time doing the movie. It was real hard shooting it. It was just a great group of people because it could have turned out to be an exploitive piece of fluff, but I feel it really turned out to be a wonderful movie for kids, from the point of view of making your dreams come true and not allowing mommy or daddy or society to tell you to give them up.
Do you stay in shape? Where did you studied always in Houston?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you didn't ever study at UT or go through any school like that?
No.
Yeah, so you didn't know Igor Yuskevich, right?
Yes, I knew Igor Yuskevich in New York, and my mother was very good friends with him for many years. So I've known Igor Yuskevich since I was born. Yeah. I've known most of the big old teachers all my life because my mother knew them. Yeah. And because I was being offered scholarships with every major ballet company in New York from the time I was 14 years old. But I wasn't sure that was the direction I wanted to go. I was Mr. Football player and track runner and stuff, and gymnast. And I still had I had a little bit of the Texas thing. Well, I don't know if I want to, dancing. I think keeps you in good shape and keeps your muscles toned, and you don't have too many pulled muscles because of the flexibility. But I wasn't sure that's what I wanted to do with my life.
Do you always, though, stay in shape as a dancer?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, my Lisa and I, hopefully, as our lives go on, would like to become powerful forces in the business, in the film industry, mainly from the point of view because, I hate some of the stuff that's being done, Porky's, Rambo, that kind of stuff. It's like exploitive junk and playing on people's hang-ups or vices. Ideally, out of our production company, we'd like to do films that are going to, affect people in a positive way. I feel a big responsibility to kids. Grown-ups don't matter. Most grown-ups are already set in their ways and in their opinions and beliefs, and you're not going to influence them too much one way or the other. But kids are influenced, and whether you like it or not, you are a role model. And I take that very, very seriously. That's why I like to do press. It's like your opportunity. It makes you feel like you're not just a bloodsucker in this world, in this business, by taking it and becoming an actor and making money and getting your face known and name known and that kind of thing. But it's your opportunity to return something. So I take doing this stuff real serious.
Well, Patrick, I've enjoyed talking with you. It's just been delightful.
Well, thank you.
And I hope the film does well for you. I think it will. I really think it will. Because I think young audiences will be extremely attracted.
Well, the way I see it, just from the way things have been going, is it's going to be a film for women, and guys will go because their girlfriends and wives drag them there, and they'll probably like it after they get there.
Patrick, I'm going to bring up one more thing, and then I promise you I'll be quiet.
Oh, that's all right.
But I really think, because I've seen the film with some people, and the women all think that you're going to be the new sex symbol. Can you handle that?
Yeah, I can handle sex symbol. That's not what I'm after in my life. You know, I mean, I turned down all the junk films and all the, you know, the teen idol films for so many years in order to try to build a respect as an actor. You know, so it's respect as an actor I want, not to be a sex symbol. If that happens, fine. If it gets me more of the kind of roles that I want to do, great.
If it goes with the territory, you'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thanks again.
Thank you.
That movie, a number of the women were saying, wow, it's just the sexiest thing I've seen on screen in a long time. So,
Well, that's neat.
yeah.
I guess the only reason why I would be excited for that to happen is the more box office you are, the more A projects you're gonna, you know, pull in. It's like, I thought for a long time that, wow, once you get up, you know, to this level, you're scot-free and everything's gonna work real well. It doesn't happen that way. You know, at first I was competing with Travolta and Kurt Russell and Dennis Quaid and these guys, and I thought, wow, now that I'm getting the roles over them, wonderful. But it's not that way. All you do is move to the next level of compete. You know, it's like now I'm competing with Jeff Bridges and William Hurt and these guys, and hopefully the next level I'll be competing with Pacino and De Niro, although we're in different categories. You know. It's, you know, interesting over the years because you have to choose films that you think are going to get you to that place, even if they have some exploitive qualities to them or something. You know, just to get the world knowing who you are. Very first.
Really?
I was scared that, you know, whether I would measure up or not.
Is she a warm person or is she kind of a little aloof?
So incredibly warm.
Really?
And has such. She's got the kind of eyes that you couldn't lie to, even if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know.
That's nice to hear. I've never met her.
Because she's so quiet, and you feel strange because she'll just, you know, ask you, you know, say something, or you'll ask her a question, and she'll take forever to answer.
Before she ever starts, you mean?
And she's just got these penetrating eyes that just feel like they're going down into your soul, you know. I really, really love her.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Neatest people I've ever had the opportunity to work with. Very, very serious about her work, and a real caring person.
Okay. Patrick, do you have a problem with this title, Dirty Dancing?
I hate the title, Dirty Dancing. I think it's absolutely terrible.
That's good. That's enough. Okay. Has Red Dawn helped or hurt your career?
It's definitely helped it because it, you know, it has cult followings all over the world now. Yet.
Okay, that's fine. All right. What about North and South? Helped or hurt?
Definitely helped. It's going crazy all over the world. The second 12 Hours is just getting ready to be released worldwide.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Patrick, what sort of long-range plans do you and your wife have for your careers?
Production company, directing, writing, music, business, horses.
Okay, all right. Was the dancing, you started with dancing and then became an actor, but not many people know that you're a dancer.
No, kept it quiet for a long time.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. Okay. Is there any particular kind of film that you'd like to make?
I'm not sure I even answered that question.
Yeah, the Western. Let me give it to you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you'd like to bring back Westerns. Okay. Is there any particular kind of film that you'd like to be in?
I'd like to be responsible on some level for bringing back westerns, musicals. One thing I didn't say is I'd love to do something like an Elephant Man that's completely dependent on your town. Not what you look like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why don't we just do some reactions now, and you can say anything you want to. In Africa?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about Africa.
Oh, okay. Oh, Africa's absolutely wonderful. We it really, really did a lot of things for us because there's something, just like there's this deep passion in Africa. We shot in Namibia, north of South Africa, in the desert, sand dunes, the oldest desert in the world, the Kalahari Desert, where the colors, I mean, there's blood red sands, and the colors will change drastically. I mean, these phenomenal earth tones and levels of color that I don't think you could ever find anywhere else in the world. Definitely not the deserts in California. But we thought we were going to be camping out, and we lived in this beautiful little thatched cottage on this lagoon, which I found out is one of the most famous windsurfing spots in the world, with thousands and thousands of flamingos right outside our front door. And it was so romantic just to be there with Lisa, much less be doing a film together.
Yeah.
So, Lisa and I work really well together. We consider each other our creative partners. And I think that's why our relationship has lasted so long, because we kept focused on the friendship and kept focused on moving forward together, not separating. I think a lot of times it's the very first thing in a relationship that goes out the window is the friendship, and that's usually why people are drawn together. I think more so that than sexual reasons.
Was she a dancer originally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She danced with my mother's company in Houston, and we danced. She was my partner in New York for a long time. I was in New York for 3 years, and then she came up and went to Harkness on a scholarship where I was at, and then we went to Joffrey together.
Yeah.
And then she went off and did Hell's a Poppin' with Jerry Lewis, a Broadway show that lasted about that long. And I went with Elliot Fell.
You heard about what happened with Baryshnikov. Was supposed to dance. Which night is he was supposed to come?
Thursday night, Wednesday.
This
Thursday.
coming.
This week.
Yes, right. Well, he apparently injured. That's okay, Linda. I think we're all right.